This is Callaghan, and you are now watching Asian Kop.
Everyone back in defence now. Hunt, Callaghan, he's done it. Great goal by Callaghan.
It's an absolute honour and a privilege to be sat here with Ian Callaghan. Ian, welcome to the Asian Kop.
Thank you very much.
There's so many questions that kind of bubble up in my mind, and without me trying to kind of stutter or stammer, being in your presence, I wanted to ask you, what was it like being a fan for Liverpool before you were a Liverpool player?
Well, it's fantastic, really, because I came to watch Liverpool. I must have been 12, 13, and it was the first professional game I'd seen. And Liverpool had a guy playing then called Billy Liddell. And Billy Liddell was some player, and it was just the anticipation when this guy got the ball and the atmosphere, although it was a second division club, and I just took to it. And then some weeks later I went to watch Everton, who were first division, School of Science, and it just wasn't the same for me. And I was playing, for Liverpool boys at 14, and then got the opportunity to sign for Liverpool or Everton. And although my dad he was an Evertonian, really, but he didn't go to watch the games. But if you asked him who he supported, it was Everton. So when I got the opportunity to sign for Liverpool at Everton, I wanted to sign for Liverpool, although they were a second division club. I'm looking back on my career, and it was the best thing I ever did, because obviously a man called Bill Shankly arrived at Liverpool about a year later after I signed amateur, and obviously changed everything here, signed me as a pro, and yeah, that's fantastic 14 years with him. Yeah, wonderful.
Could you imagine what Bill had done for the club when you had signed your pro contract? That's what the outcome would kind of be at the time.
Well, he was such a character, and I think he was a character as much as that's what Liverpool needed. He was, sort of a bit extrovert, and what he did when he came, he made promises, and he changed the club completely. He changed the training methods. He was far in advance, really, about the game. He was, and as I say, it was the best thing I ever did. And I was signed pro. He gave me my debut very quickly. And went on.
And the shirt colour, was that a positive thumbs
Sorry?
up from the shirt colour? Him changing the shirt colour to red.
Well, it was. That was some seasons later when he changed it to all red, because obviously he used to have white shorts with a stripe down and red and white socks, and he thought everybody, especially Ronnie Yeats, looked a lot taller in all red. So it was a psychological thing, but it was all through him, that. He did change things, yeah.
Is it too high for Callaghan? No. Hunt! It's a goal!
What would you say has been your best performance in the red shirt?
I think that's very difficult to say when you've played, so the amount of games I've played. I think if you ask me highlights of my career, I think would be 65, because they won the FA Cup for the first time in the history of Liverpool. And at the end of the day, the first time you do something, you're making history for the club and you're making history for yourself. And then I was fortunate enough, to go right through and won titles with Bill Shankly, and then went right through to the 70s when he resigned, and Bob Paisley reluctantly took over, and then the 77. European Cup, which was the first time again that Liverpool won the European Cup. So it was very special to be, in the team that was the first team to win the European Cup and the FA Cup. Yeah.
When you were on the attacking third in the 65 final, when you put the cross in for Ian St John, were you just putting it in an area where you thought someone could hit it?
Yeah, I received the ball, and a guy called Billy Liddell was playing left back, and that was I loved to go past full backs if I could. And I got the ball and went past Willie, and I thought I'd taken it too far. I thought it was going to go over the byline, and I managed to pull it back, and it was just crossing the ball, really, and as it was, it came behind Ian St John. He had to sort of lean and and get behind the ball and head it in. But it was a fantastic occasion, because I think it was about 8 minutes to go when that goal went in, and the longest 8 minutes ever. Yeah, but it was fantastic.
And there's always been talk about atmosphere in Anfield, Saint Etienne, very recently Olympiacos and Chelsea. But what was the atmosphere like bringing the cup home and parading it here at Anfield? Well,
the lovely thing was, we came home and we were playing Inter Milan in the quarter-final of the European Cup here, and again Bill Shankly had this thing where Jerry Byrne broke his collarbone on the Saturday in the FA Cup final, and probably the most heroic thing I've ever seen, to carry on an extra time with a broken collarbone. But anyway, on the Tuesday evening, and Gordon Milne got injured the week before, so he didn't play in the cup final. And Bill Shankly told them to go out and parade the FA Cup before the game. And they walked around the perimeter of the pitch and with the FA Cup, and the fans just went wild. And it was amazing, the atmosphere, because Inter Milan then they were world club champions. They'd beaten the South American team, and they were a fantastic team, and we absolutely hammered them here, 3-1. And we also had a goal disallowed, Chris Lawler, for offside, and it wasn't. So yeah, it's just an absolutely unbelievable atmosphere. And you mentioned the Saint Etienne. If you had to pick 2 nights here, they were the 2 nights I'd pick. For atmosphere, European atmosphere seems to be a lot different than sort of Premiership atmosphere, if you like. Especially when you're playing the top teams, there's just a marvellous atmosphere.
Is there any current first team players that you'd like to take back with you playing in the era that you did?
Yeah, I think Stevie G would probably walk in any Liverpool team. I really do. I think he's such a fantastic player, and any team going through 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, Stevie would get in any team, I think. Yeah.
And of course you played in the centre midfield role as well, so you obviously know how difficult that role can be.
Oh yes, yeah. Stevie's a fantastic player, a fantastic athlete. I think it's great, me being a local lad, and not only Stevie, but Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher's been an unbelievable player here and still is. And I think it's great that 2 local lads have probably been the best 2 players Liverpool have had for I don't know how many years now they've been playing. Yeah, but
if there was one medal that you've won that you cherish the most, which one would that be?
Well, I'm very fortunate, really, in as much as that, winning I got a second division medal, which was 1960-61. And then, I've gone right through to 77 and got a European Cup medal as well. And then an FA Cup medal. So they're all very precious to me, And then, fortunately enough, I was a member of the 66 World Cup squad. And then 2 years ago, I got a World Cup medal. So, I'm very proud, really am, because, it's the only time England have won the World Cup was 66. So, I became very much a part of that sort of that squad, 22 players.
And finally, if I had to ask you in your own words, what makes this club such a great club to support, what would you say?
I would say the supporters, because they know the football, and they're very, very passionate. I think and I think now I think with Kenny being back, there's something special again about this football club. And if somebody said to me, what's your wish, Ian, for this football club, and it would be to win the Premiership. It's been 20 years, I think, and I just feel now that in Kenny, and Kenny's a winner. I just feel as though I think within the next couple of years we'll win a Premiership. I really do, and I sincerely hope so.